So you may or may not know, Team Black Sheep released a new firmware for the Tango 2. This is really important for a lot of issues that I have had and some other people have had since the beginning. So stay tuned and we'll talk about it. Hello guys, welcome back to the Dorky and 40 channel. I am Chad and we're going to talk about this Tango 2 update, which had some pretty nice surprising features that I wasn't expecting after updating. In fact, if you watched the live stream, you would have seen Trappy be surprised about it as well. Now, I'm going to just quickly go over what this update is. If you really want to see the full way to update, you can either watch their live stream, or of course I have a video for it right up here, as well as my entire Tango 2 playlist if you want to see, maybe if you're thinking about buying one. So I've already updated my Tango 2, but what we'll do here is I will show you what this update actually is supposed to help out. There's a lot of bug fixes in there and some really good stuff. One of the first things off the bat is that some people have a problem recognizing when you turn this thing on and off and everything. I never had that problem. I'm able to just select what I want, and you can see we're hooked up to TBS agent. Make sure you have the last agent hooked up. We got green lights now, so everything is there, and you can see that we are on firmware 1.14. Now, some of you might have version 1.13 on there, which they actually just got rid of because that version was having issues. If we look at the release notes here, it's going to talk about, I guess if you turn your Tango off, it actually hasn't been turning itself off and it's been ruining people's batteries. So that is a fix that is on there. Also, it has fixed some of the mismatches with different CROSSFIRE versions and stuff. I've seen that pop up a couple times, but I've been able to kind of get away from it. Mapping all switches by default, that's kind of like a Freedom TX or Open TX thing. So now all your switches are mapped, which is nice when you create new models. Some other stuff, the bug fixes and stuff like that to go over. So one thing that I have noticed this is supposed to fix is calibration issues. Now, when it comes to the calibration, I've never been able to get my gimbals to really center and operate correctly. You always see them kind of jittering around and stuff like that, and it really wasn't noticeable in flight or anything, but in beta flight I would always have to change my sub trims and endpoints quite a bit. In flight 1 it just kind of figures all that stuff out, and usually that stuff would happen with like my Tyrannuses after they would start to get old. Well, now that is all fixed. They are all stuck at 0, which is super nice. I did have to go in and I did a calibration of my sticks and everything after I did this firmware update, and then I had to go back in and redo my radio configurations in beta flight and flight 1, so keep that in mind. So the whole update process could not be easier. Once you are connected, you're simply going to click this button here and it's going to say update. You're going to click it and it's going to go ahead and walk you through the steps like you can see in my video. Just don't touch it. Wait until all of the boxes are checked and it says update complete. And once that's over with, you're going to get an updated Tango 2. Now, while you're in here, if you haven't upgraded your CROSSFIRE, you could. I am on 372. 373 is for people that have issues. If you're not able to bind to some, this was kind of like a stopgap measure if you had problems binding to certain receivers. 374, they said, is supposed to come out next week, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave mine on 372 and just wait until next week. So one of the most annoying things about the Tango 2, besides the calibration issue and stuff like that, was just how long it took to turn the thing on and off. You had to hold the button in and everything like that. So now, if you can see, we're gonna just turn it off, and it's off. And now we're gonna press the button again.
Welcome to Tango
and now it's going to turn itself back on. So you don't have to hold your button in for 4 or 5 seconds anymore, which is pretty cool. So that's one of the little features that we lucked out on. I think there's also some multi-bind stuff that's in here, and they alluded to that coming in the next CROSSFIRE version as well. Some improvements to the Wi-Fi and everything else like that. So that's it, guys. Quick and easy, very critical, and seems to be super nice. I've flown around, had no problems at all. Very happy with the way things are progressing with Tango 2. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out if you're having issues. Talk to you later.